If you spent any amount of time in Warhammer 40K, you've probably heard the name Armageddon. Even people who know almost nothing about the setting have heard of it. But what makes this world so important? Why does every major faction seem determined to fight over this single planet? The answer goes far beyond just another battlefield. Armageddon isn't simply a planet. It's a symbol of everything Warhammer 40K represents. Endless war, unimaginable sacrifice, and the consistent struggle for survival in a galaxy that wants humanity dead. Armageddon is a massive imperial hive world located in the Signum Tal Solar, I believe. Sorry if I butcher any of these names. I'm not entirely good with them. Anyway, moving on. Roughly 10,000 light years away from Holy Terra. It's one of the most important industrial centers in the Imperium, producing weapons, vehicles, ammunition, and military equipment on a colossal scale. Entire sectors depend on Armageddon's factories to keep their army supplied. Lose Armageddon, and countless Imperial worlds begin to feel the effects almost immediately after. That's the first reason this planet matters so much. It's not just a dot on a map. It's one of the Imperium's industrial engines. The planet itself is a brutal place to live. Thousands of years of industrial production have transformed most of the surface into polluted ash, waste, and toxic oceans. The majority of the population lives inside gigantic hive cities that tower above the wastelands. Outside those cities, survival is almost impossible without specialized equipment. Armageddon is essentially a factory world, stretched across an entire planet, a fitting representation of the Imperium itself. Powerful, productive, and slowly destroying itself in the process. But Armageddon's real fame comes from the wars fought upon its surface. The first major conflict was the First War for Armageddon, when the demon Primarch Angron, one of the most terrifying servants of chaos, invaded the planet alongside vast hordes of demons and cultists. The world was nearly lost before the Space Wolves and Grey Knights intervened. After the victory, the Inquisition took extreme measures to cover up the existence of chaos, leading to one of the most controversial events in Imperium history. Even though the Imperium won, the scars of the war truly never healed. Then came the conflict that would make Armageddon legendary, the Second War for Armageddon. This was the invasion led by Ghazghkull Thraka, the greatest Ork warlord of the modern age. His Waaagh descended upon the planet with unimaginable force, threatening to overwhelm the Imperial defenders. During this war, another legend was born, Commissar Yarrick. His heroic defense of hive hates turned him into one of the most celebrated heroes and earned the respect of Ghazghkull himself in the Imperium. Their rivalry would become one of the most iconic relationships in all of 40k lore. The war was eventually won, but Armageddon never truly recovered. For the Orks, the planet became something far more important than a military target. It became a holy battleground. Word spread throughout Ork society that Armageddon offered the greatest fights in the galaxy. Orks from countless systems began traveling there simply because of the fighting was so good. In many ways, Armageddon became the Ork version of a legendary battlefield, where every warrior wanted to prove themselves. This led directly into the Third War for Armageddon, an even longer conflict that involved millions of soldiers, Space Marine chapters, Titan legions, and one of the largest military mobilizations in Imperial history. Entire hive cities became war zones. Massive armored battles raged across ash wastes. The planet became the definition of total war. When most people think of large-scale warface in Warhammer 40k, they think about Armageddon. There's also a deeper mystery surrounding the planet itself. Modern lore has revealed connections between Armageddon and the ancient Ork world of Ullanor, one of the most important locations in Ork history. This revelation helps explain why Orks seem almost supernaturally drawn to the planet, generation after generation. While many details remain shrouded in mystery, the implication is clear. Armageddon isn't just strategically important. It can be tied directly to some of the oldest and most efficient events in galactic history. Today, Armageddon remains one of the most famous worlds in Warhammer 40K because it perfectly captures the setting, central theme, no matter how many victories are won. The war never truly ends. Armageddon has survived chaos, invasions, orc invasions, demon incursions, and galaxy-shaking catastrophes. Yet every time the smoke clears, another enemy arrives. The planet stands as a monument to humanity's refusal to surrender, even when victory seems impossible. In the grim darkness of the far, far future, there are countless battlefields, but Armageddon is different. Armageddon is where legends are born, heroes are tested, and entire armies vanish into history. When someone in Warhammer 40K says they're fighting on Armageddon, they're not talking about just another war. They're talking about one of the most important battlegrounds in the entire galaxy.